You know, I was gonna plan to do this on Saturday, but then I realized I literally have nothing to do until Wua updates, so now I'm here. I don't think we're probably not gonna be able to finish it tonight, but we'll get a decent amount done surely. Archive. It's like 3 to 4 hours total. Uh-oh. Alright. So, the very last thing that happens between here and here. Alright then. I can't believe this is really the last chapter. Anyone can sleep but not laugh. Oh, just saw everyone in the picture. Welcome to the Kuonji Estate in Misaki Town in the fall. It's all good. You get to start Fate Stay Night after this. Oh. Yeah. Wait, what is Misaki Town? It's been called Misaki City this entire game. Welcome to the Kuonji Estate in Misaki Town in the fall, a year after the Witch on the Holy Night. What follows is an extra chapter that's pretty long. If you just finished Witch on the Holy Night, we recommend you take a break first. Huh. Takes a year after the Witch on the Holy Night. Noon, Central Park. I finished making extra prints at the store and threw away the disposable camera so I didn't have to carry it around. Sojiro got a new job? It was a beautiful day out. The sky was clear and the autumn air was crisp. The troubles of the summer were gone and it was a brand new day. I, Kojika Kumari, was about to spend my long weekend at the strangest of events. Wait, this is from Kumari's perspective, this chapter? It's interesting.
お待たせ。あれ、クマったら大荷物。なんでそんな大きなボストンバッグなんて持ってきたの?
An hour had passed already, and it was 1 p.m. Aoko Aozaki arrived at our meeting place. Aozaki was my classmate, friend, and comrade on the student council. We'd only been friends since high school, but it oddly felt longer, like we'd always known each other. Wait, what grade are they in? They haven't graduated yet, right? Probably not. Cause this takes place a year after their third years here. Oh shit. As you can see, she was as bright and lively as ever. If she was a drink, she'd be a soft drink, a carbonated soda. She was the kind of person who solved a tough problem by hitting it until it surrendered.
今日のクオンジテパーティーはこっちでいろいろ用意してあるから手ぶらでいいって招待状に書いてなかった?
A party at the mansion. That seems kind of dangerous considering all the poison magecraft around there.
何それ聞いてない。まったく間違いだらけね。誕生日を祝うから連休始めに来てほしい。各自料理持参としか書かれていなかったわ。そうなの？ごめんごめん。アリスったらこういうのまだ慣れていないから。朝一でやっぱり迎えに来てって電話してきたのはそういうわけだったのね。
Whose birthday is it though? I mean, probably Alice is right if it's at the mansion.
まあ、それはそれとして、後ろのなんとも場違いに地味な方って、もしかしてお連れの方？
Who?
あれ、嫌だな。 このスーツ昨日下ろしたばっかりなんだけど、おめかしして見えないかい？
Why is he with them?
コピーペーパーと見間違うほどいつも通りです、山城先生。それで今日は何でしょう？教え子を尾行するとか、あと数年したら立派な犯罪になりますから自重してほしいんですけど。
Awazaki never pulled her punches, inside or outside of school. She was particularly harsh to Mr. Yamashiro, almost like they were related.
お、ストーキングってやつだね。
Yes.
そういうのは青崎くんの方が得意だと思うんだが、いや、あくまで個人的な感想だから聞き流
Is he
して。
calling her a stalker?
ほら、怖い顔しないでこれを見てみて。今朝僕のところにも招待状が送られていてね。見れば生徒会の役員が参加とある。生徒会顧問とし
I
て
have a
君たちの監
responsibility
督を
to
しないといけない
chaperone
だ
you,
ろ。
don't I? What? But it's an out-of-school party. The invitation Mr. Yamashiro pulled out was the same as the one I got. Awazaki looked surprised, to say the least. That was no act.
その字は宗十郎か。
Sojourn
あいつが
fool.
変に律儀なこと気をつけておくべきだった。
Well, I'm glad it's been a year that they've lived together and there's been no drama.
素晴らしい気遣いじゃないか。僕はね、青崎くん、しずきくんはいつか多分おそらく機会さえあればやる生徒だと思っていたんだ。それがこんな楽しそうなイベントに青崎が何するか不安なので
Wow.
監督しに来てください。なんて書かれた招待状を送ってくるなんて成長の度合い著しい。驚くべき危機管理能力だ。
Awazaki let out a defeated sigh. She couldn't turn away Mr. Yamashiro, since he'd been formally invited. However cold-hearted she appeared, she did have a sense of etiquette.
仕方ない。こぶつきだけど案内するわ。二人とも久遠寺邸は初めて？
初めてです。地元の住人なら白犬塚にはあまり近寄りませんからね。今年の夏だっ
Take
て
what
ほら
happened this past summer. What happened past summer?
私はそうでもないけど。そもそもこの山、この辺りの子供にしたらちょっとした聖地なんだし。
Maybe sacred ground was an exaggeration, but I couldn't think of a better way to describe it. For years, there had been urban legends circulating about the hills there, like the demon dog of the slope. Bayo? Wait, what did I mean, that has to be talking about Bayo, right? Bayo moved into the mountains? Or the one where if you went into the woods on a foggy day, you'd come out either as as someone different or with strange powers. Those stories were probably the reasons kids came here, to test their courage. In elementary school, if you went into the woods and touched the mailbox of the haunted house, you were officially awesome right up until graduation. I guess that's why sacred ground seemed to fit the area.
なるほど。青崎くんは2年半この道を通学路に使っていたんだね。そりゃ足も鍛えられるってもんだ。
True. Mr. Yamashiro gazed down at the city excitedly. Maybe it was the first time he'd seen it from this angle. I'd like to feel that excited too, but I couldn't relax given the situation. Because
青崎くん、受験勉強ははかどってる？
exam study.
ま、君はきっちり自己管理できる子だから心配するまでもないんだけどね。
言われなくてもきっちりやってます。山城先生のお手は煩わせません。
ならいいけど、青崎くん推薦蹴っちゃうんだもんな。そんなに地元の大学は嫌かい？
I'm thinking, so like, if they're already in the 3rd year for this extra chapter and a year's already passed, would like Mahoyo 2 take place between this chapter and the end of the main story? Like in that year span, or would it take place like when she's in college? Because doesn't she go, she's planning to go to Tokyo for college or something. Oh, what could Mahoyo 2 even be about? Like, where do you even take the story?
いや、というわけではありません。選択肢を
I don't
狭め
know,
た
the
くなかった
mushroom
だけ
has
です。
yet to write it.
私は結構ですから、助言ならくまりさんにしてあげてください。
Guys, I don't think Mahoyo 2 is ever happening.
いや、くまりくんは鉄板でしょう。もう水空の推薦取っているんですから。ご両親もくまりくん自身も水空への進学を決めているわけですし。
I mean, I guess the future of Mahoyo is already spoiled, right? Because doesn't, like, we know that Aoko becomes like a really strong mage in the future because of what happens. I mean, I guess we don't really know what happens in the future for Sojiro and Alice, but at least Aoko, yeah.
あ、
I silently tried to tell Awazaki to ignore the topic. Let me take a moment here to talk about my history and what was happening today. My name is Kojika Kumari. I'm a 3rd year senior in high school. You know what students are like, struggling through exams without any hopes or dreams. Well, I'm not a typical student. I want to attend a college in the city. I'm planning to attend a local university. Given my current academic performance, that should be a piece of cake. Why is it using this theme? Okay, so like during work, I've literally just been like listening to the entire album, and this is like one of I think this is the track for the theme troll, or like the Great Three Ploys. Why is it using this track? My god, this is some big stuff happening. My parents insist I get a job. They don't want me attending college at all.
お前はうちの家業を手伝うんだから、大学に行く必要はない。
It's a monster. This is a very intense track for this scene. That's my old-fashioned father for you, as big as as big and as hard-headed as a bear. Luckily, my older brothers managed to convince him to let me go despite his archaic ways. By the way, we actually have no idea what Aoko's true magic does. Wait, did we not see that in chapter? The time stuff is only part of it. What? What?
マッドダディ、小鹿にはまだ学生生活が必要だ。特に体操競技とか。あん馬をやらずして何が青春か。だからお前は長男なのだ。釣りはこそ司法。あん馬とか軟弱すぎて話にならん。ばっかじゃねえのダブル兄貴。かっちょいいのは鉄棒でしょやっぱ。縦回転のグルーヴ感とか脳内麻薬ドッパドパ。ありゃハマったら社会復帰とか難しいから。
Why does she have so many brothers?
うちの妹、美咲で一番可愛いって自慢したい。クソいけすかねスケート部のやつらとか間違いなく
Wow,
俺
they're
たちに
trying
土
to
下
take
座する
advantage
よ
of
ね。
their sister. 4. Honestly, my brothers are idiots. Those gymnastics events were male only, for goodness sake.
なんという無屈的兄弟愛。
Bunch of creeps.
お前たちのような脳筋をこれ以上増やしたくないが、小鹿ならそんな悪夢はおきまい。しゃあねえ、みぞら大なら俺も許す。地元の大学だし、うちの常連さんも増えるだろうしな。
That was the decision my 4 brothers and my father came to in their little huddle. Just thinking about my family makes me want to die, but that's how it's been since elementary school, so I'm used to feeling like that. I did as my father asked and set my sights on Mizora Sports U. Mizora Sport Science U. That put him at ease, but I had other things in mind. I convinced him to let me put down a college in the city as my safety school.
先生への建前上、進路希望には3つまで志望校を書く必要があったの。形の上だけだから、受験代の用意はしなくていい。
My father believed every word of it. Of course, I fully intended to go to my second choice in the city. That's why I secretly worked a part-time job. I'd saved enough over 3 years to cover living costs if I got in. I'd have to get a loan for tuition fees, but it was the only way to make the plan work. My father was stubborn and brash, but he appreciated hard work and diligence. If he saw that I passed my exam while saving up enough money to pay for myself, he'd probably let me go. Not that I wouldn't even if he disapproved. Everything was going according to plan so far. The only thing that could stop me was sudden illness preventing me from taking the entrance exam. Oh right, there is one other thing.
そういえば、青崎くんは彼氏とかいないのかい？
well, Mr. Yamashiro. Awazaki didn't reply. It's a beautiful day, and Mr. Yamashiro had been invited to a party, so he couldn't be thinking straight. He's trying to be young and hip, hang out with the high schoolers. He'd unknowingly spoken a word forbidden in Misaki High. Strangely, then again, maybe it's not so strange, Awazaki was single. She was undoubtedly attractive if she wasn't speaking to you. But she was permanently in a bad mood and didn't bother with small talk.
山城先生、徹夜明けですか？
いや、だってほら、気になるでしょ？もうすぐ生徒会の役割から解放されるわけですしね。青崎くんほどの子が青春を謳歌しないのは教師として僕も心苦しい。
お心遣いありがとうございます、山城先生。でしたら今から付き合いましょうか？私たち。とりあえず恋人同士らしくそこの暗がりに連れ込んでいいですか？ええ、これからすることとかあまり人目につくとまずいので。
Awazaki beamed. If looks could kill.
ごめん、確かに正気じゃなかった。だからその明日にも僕から職を奪いそうな
Well, I
企み
guess
はや
that
めてく
answered
れ。
his question.
そもそも受験生に恋はご法度だったしね。いや、健全で大いに結構。
Mr. Yamashiro laughed uncomfortably.
まったくです。くれぐれも口には気をつけてくださいね、山城先生。
Yeah,
これから行くところでそんな浮ついた頭のやつとかいませんから。ね、クマ。
It could have been bad if he asked that to Alice.
そうね。パーティーといってもあくまで誕生会って話だし。
Again, whose birthday? Who could it be? I was starting to feel a little inadequate. I wasn't as attractive or cool as Awazaki. I mean, I wasn't even sure my college plan was really going to work. I felt more anxious every day. Pathetic, I know. If I didn't already have enough to worry about, there is the equally big problem of a boy at school.
けど、よくクオンジさんが承諾したわね。青崎の話じゃ彼女の父親でさえめったに入れないんでしょ？うん、それには私も驚いてる。人間変われば変わるもんだってね。
But what was the cause of that
静
change?
なら上がってもらって構わないけど。
It's her trust in Shizuki, I guess. Why did I say Shizuki? I've been calling him Sojiro this entire story. Sorry. Yeah, her trust in Sojiro.
なんてセリフ。アリスから出
My
ると思わ
god,
なかった
character
わ。
development. The gate to Shira Inuzuka stood tall, as if designed to warn off visitors. Aozaki opened the gate. It wasn't even locked. I felt like we were passing into a different world. Was it just me, or did those trees and mountains look different inside? What? My god. Wait, what was? Uh-oh. I guess we'll start with the top one. Oh. Wait, can I go back? Wait. Oh, you can just quick jump. Wait, how do I quick save? Oh. Oh, that. Right. I spaced out, and random thoughts filled my mind.
くまりくん、何しているんですか？行きますよ。
あ、はい、すぐ行きます。
I'm gonna do a flawless run. Gonna choose every correct answer. The other two had already set off. I picked up my things and followed them. This is a test of how well, after everything you've experienced in Mahoyo, this is a test of how well you know the characters. So yeah, I think I clicked the right one. True. Aozaki was verbally sparring with Mr. Yamashiro as they walked down the tree-lined path. I hurried after them. Looking up at the sky, I saw ominous clouds starting to roll in.
あれ？今日の天気予報どうだったっけ？
The heavens looked like they could open up at any moment. Would I have to trek back home in rain? Once we were past the woods, I could see more clearly. In the clearing stood a large building that felt out of time. Am I crazy, or is the yard the cleaner? Is that the hard work of Sojiro? Am I going crazy? My god, such a hard worker.
おや、これはまた立派な洋館だ。幽霊屋敷なんて誰が言い出したんだろうね。誹謗中傷もいいところだ。
そうでもないですよ。火のないところに煙は立たないって言葉、ここに限っては本当ですから。お化けが出たくらいで騒がないでくださいね、山城先生。
青崎くんがそんな冗談を口にするなんて、僕らとしてはそっちの方が怖いな。
I wonder if he actually believed her. I've known Aozaki for 3 years, and I think she's never told a joke with that expression.
青崎、
Oh, that's her serious
今の
expression.
話、本当？お化けが出るかは別にして、不思議なことなら起こらないこともないわ。
Like what?
大丈夫。おかしなものを見てもスルーすれば害はないから。
Wait, so like, if one of these people did, like, catch someone doing magecraft, what do you think would happen? Would they have to die, or would they get the same treatment as Sojiro? I mean, isn't Sojiro a special case? Because he was just that endearing. Just ignore it. Okay. I agreed with Mr. Yamashiro. Ignore anything weird, even ghosts, was kind of a scary thing to say. The foyer of the Kuonji estate was colder than I expected. I knew the mountains were colder, but this was something else. Yeah, cause this should take place around... No, they said earlier it's autumn, but they said it takes place after a year after the main story. So shouldn't it be winter again? It felt like Okay, but it's autumn.
中も驚きですね。外見から典型的なチューダー式かと思いましたが、ロビーの作りはロマネスク建築に近い。
How is this guy so sophisticated? Or not sophisticated, but like knowledgeable about architecture.
隣の通路とロビーとでも大きく年代が違いますね。まるでここだけ違う建物から持ってきた。おや？
Oh?
不思議、山城がいるよ。
No way he got here first. I heard a stupid, irritating voice behind me, and sure enough, there was an idiot standing in the foyer.
お、小鹿も一緒じゃん。そっか、会長ったら朝からいないと思ったら二人を迎えに行ってたんだな。
ちょっとなんでホウスケがいんのよ。宗十郎が声をかけたんでしょ。あいつ今日はみんなを喜ばせるとか張り切ってたから。ま、適切なチョイスじゃないけど最悪ってわけでもないんじゃない？木の実くん、とにかく騒がしいし。
おう、任せとけ。ご期待に沿うよう今日は大量に新ネタ仕込んできたからね。階段もモノマネ芸もそう簡単には品切れにはならねえぜ。
He's locked in.
騒がしいだけならガチョウでも代用は効くでしょうに。しずきの考えってほんとわかんない。ホウスケ、バカッとしてないで荷物持ってよ。
そこはボケだよね。ボケって言うんだよね普通。
I ignored him and put my overnight bag down on the floor. Oh, it's gonna be an overnight stay?
中身見ないでよね。
頼まれたって見ないっしょ。小鹿の色気のない着替えとかもう No thanks, no future, no tax。 頼まれたって見ないっしょ。小鹿の色気のない着替えとかもう
That is not
No
what the
thanks,
translation
no
said.
future, no tax。 頼まれたって見ないっしょ。小鹿の色気のない着替えとかもう No thanks,
No
no
thanks.
future,
No future.
no tax。
No future.
いや、にしても重いな。体に似合わず重装備じゃねえか、おい。
Hosuke picked up my bag and carried it towards the hallway to the east wing. Of course it was heavy. Couldn't come here without my trusty wok, cleaver, rice, and char shoot. What if I wanted fried rice later? What the heck? So I'm assuming the west wing is still completely closed off.
あっちが今よ。基本パーティー会場はこっちだから。それとアリスの気遣いで客室も用意されているから、疲れたらそっちに移動して。着替えとかは客室で済ませちゃってね。
In that case... I'll do something random. No, I think Sheila just head to the drawing room. At the very least, I should greet the mansion's owner and the guest. I decided to head straight to the drawing room.
こっちこっち。もう大体集まってるから。
The corridor of the east wing's first floor was dimly lit. I could hear the sound of friendly chatter from beyond the door ahead. The moment I entered, I had to stop myself from jumping out of my skin. What did she see? The parlor was cozy compared to the lobby, but I didn't have time to appreciate it. I was too distracted by a familiar face I hadn't expected to run into. Who could it be? First was Alice Kuonji. I was nervous because I'd only met her once or twice, but she wasn't the one who surprised me. Can't be Sojiro, right? Oh! Next was Bayo. He was a child who often hung around but I never got over him. We entered the fall of my 3rd year. Graduation was close, but I still had no idea what to do about my crush. Then I learned to my surprise that Tsukiji would be attending a local college. I had this on good authority since I'd flexed my powers as a student council member to dig into it. It wasn't Mizora, but if he was going to a nearby school, that would be unfortunate. After all, if I also went to college nearby, I wouldn't be able to cut my ties with him. Aozaki told me once.
飛び丸、クマのこと気に入ってると思うけど。
What?
だってあいつ、好きなやつとしか世間話しないでしょ。
I think she's baiting. I wanted to believe it was true. I mean, he even broke his arm to save me during the craziness this summer. He did? I didn't know if Tsukiji had a girlfriend, but I was sure I had a chance if I asked him out. But, giving in felt like throwing away everything I'd fought for so far. Ever since I was a kid, I'd planned ahead. I used to look down on my classmates who were obsessed with childish dreams and romance. And now here I was, actually willing to give up 6 long years of hard work for the dumbest of reasons. That wasn't me. That wasn't the Kojika Kumari I was trying to become.
小鹿？どうしたの？考え事？ちょっと頭冷やしてた。おかげで落ち着いたから問題なし。さて、クオンジさんに挨拶しないとね。
So I said, but I couldn't shake a slight tinge of regret. I should have listened to Aozaki, instead of laughing through my nose when she said to wear something nice to the party. Well, it's not like I had a nice dress to wear anyway, so there isn't much I could have done to impress him. I clapped my hands on my cheeks to get my head on straight, and tried to carry myself as I always did. After greeting the mistress of the house, I went into the adjacent sunroom. I recognized the other guests here, so there is no need for introductions. The sunroom and drawing room were connected, and you could see each room from the other. Miss Koenji sat on the sofa in the drawing room, elegantly sipping a cup of tea. Chatting nearby were Hosuke and... Great. Didn't expect to see him here.
ほう、裏庭の方にちらりと見えたのは多くの木なのですか。日本で言えば奈良ですが、僕の記憶には該当しないな。
He's like the 2 worst people to be next to Alice.
何か特別な品種なんでしょうね。日本のものとイギリスのものは見た目からして違いますし、多くの品種はそれこそ400以上ありますから。
相変わらず自分の言いたいことしか言わないよね、この人。ハリスちゃん、この先生は人の心にズカズカ踏み込んでくる蛮族だから無視しちゃっていいぜ。
What if it turns out she's actually interested though?
それより俺と冬休みの予定について話し合わない？
Uh-oh, he's going after Alice.
ハリスちゃん、スキーとか苦手そうだな。そこでこの頼れる木の実宝介が手取り足取り教えたいな。
2人とも退屈とは程遠い人なのね。理解したわ。木の実くんと先生はしつけられたウッドペッカーのよう。
Yeah, they should be like Sojiro.
あの木をつつくか喋ってるだけのアホ踊りと同格っすか、このシャバゾウども。アリスさんから鳥認定されないソウの字に比べてちょっとだけ格上と見たっす。
But only slightly.
まあ死ぬか生きるかだけの自分に比べたらどっちも小物っすけど。
何？あのまるっとした鳥。
Wait. Okay, so they can't hear the bird speaking. Oh. There is a robin flitting to and fro around Miss Koenji's head. chirping adorably. But whenever it tried to land on her shoulder, she batted it away. Is that how she raised her pets? Awazaki was nowhere to be seen. She was probably in the kitchen or bathroom. With nobody to talk to, I took a seat and let my thoughts wander until...
クマリも招待されてたんだな。随分と遅かったが、またアルバイトか？
Tsukiji kicked off a conversation in his usual casual way. His slender arms were picturesque even while holding a glass of juice.
アルバイトは休み。今回の3連休全部休み入れたから、お金も予定額たまったし。
そうか、それよかった。岬脱出ロケットはもう秒読み段階ってことだな。となると、早朝のコンビニで顔を合わせるのもいよいよおしまいか。そういえば、俺がタバコを吸おうとしたら水ぶっかけてきたの、お前さんだったっけか？
That took me back. Back in my freshman year, there was a student cocky enough to smoke in my store's parking lot. He was from a different school, but that didn't matter. I ran up to him, warned him, and then hosed him down with water. Can you believe I did that to a stranger? I got flustered and tried to apologize, but the boy was already reaching for another cigarette before I even finished. He turned out to be Tobimaru Tsukiji.
いやあ、あの後まさか生徒会室で再会するとは思わなかった。俺はあれかね。気に入った女どもにはまず水か喧嘩をふっかけられる運命なのかね。
Girls I What?
たまたまでしょ。それより築地、いつから来てたの？
Wait, is she not gonna take note of what he said at the end?
俺たちは午前中からだよ。木の実の野郎が張り切っててな。仕方なくだ。誕生会は夕方6時からだから、まだ時間に余裕はある。疲れてるなら部屋で休んできたらどうだ？ちょいと顔色悪いぜ。
If I had to describe the most unfair aspect of Tsukiji, it was his ability to be sensitive even while coming off as rude. For my part, I was way too shy. It took a serious effort to talk to a lot of people in a new place, even if I already knew them.
そうね。ちょっと客室で一息入れてくる。
おう、そうしろそうしろ。くまりの部屋は確か。
ねえトビー、宗十郎さんどこ行ったか知らない？
So Bayo just became friends with everyone over the year.
宗十郎なら買い出しじゃないのか？飲み物が足りないとか言ってたしな。
本当？行くなら僕に声かけてくれればよかったのに。
I'm really curious about Bayo and Sojiro's relationship now. Like, how does Bayo see Sojiro as the only person who, like, put fear into him?
まあ、そこが動物っぽくていいんだけど。
As I mentioned earlier, the blonde boy's name was Bayo. I didn't know his full name, nor had he ever formally introduced himself. Tsukiji, Aoko, and Shizuki all called him Bayo, so I just followed their lead. You basically nailed it with what you said after the fight. Wait, what'd I say? I don't even remember what I said. He seemed to be fond of Shizuki. Whenever he had the chance, you'd hear him go,
宗十郎さん、今度のお休み、遊園地に行きたいです。
Oh, he's the alpha? Oh, I think I remember now. I think that's what I said.
宗十郎さん、お腹減っちゃってません？ぜひご一緒しましょう。宗十郎さん、特に理由はありませんけど、頭撫でてほしいです。
And so on, he clung to him like a cat to a curtain. Was Shizuki even the kind of person that was popular with kids? All the Sojiro every day was starting to grate on me. Anyway, I went to find my guest room.
くまり、部屋は分かってんのか？
はじめに青崎に聞いた。30分ぐらいで戻るから。
Wait, where did Aoko go? I thought she said she didn't know. She was either in the bathroom or the kitchen. Anyways, slinging over my shoulder the bag I put down. Wait, slinging over my shoulder the bag I put down in the drawing room, I headed up to the guest rooms on the second floor. According to Aozaki, I would be staying in the second room of the east wing.
あら。
As I headed out into the hallway, I ran into Aozaki. She seemed to be on her way from the bedrooms to the hall.
青崎も休憩？あの突き当たりってあんたの部屋なの？そうだけど、別に部屋には寄ってないわよ。
Why is she looking like that?
私はちょっとした探し物の途中だから気にしないで。
She's acting kind of sus.
あ、客室の鍵は開いてるから。部屋の机の上に鍵があるから、出るときはそれで施錠してね。
Aozaki took the stairs down to the first floor. Wow, what a plain room. Wait, this is the room that Sojiro woke up in chapter 6. I checked to make sure I was alone, then put down my luggage and stowed my wallet in a pocket. I considered keeping my favorite bunny-shaped commuter pass and lucky white charm with me, but all it contained was a yearly school festival photo anyway. I left it on the table. I was going to be spending the night in an unfamiliar building. It was best to travel light.
Kagi wa... ああ、これね。
Did I say lucky white charm? I considered keeping my bunny-shaped commuter pass and lucky charm with... I didn't... No way I said lucky white charm. No, there's no way I said... No, where... No. Where would I get white from? Lucky... No, there's no way I said lucky white charm. No. Check the... Okay, but like... Where do I even get white from? Like, it's not like I I read it from a different part of the sentences. It's just like, where did I even pull that from? Where's that key? Oh, here it is. The same place you get all the other words from. What? It was a brass key with an old-fashioned and elaborate design that perfectly complemented the mansion's European theme.
疲れた。
I plopped my butt down on the bed. I was always self-conscious around Skiji, but Miss Koonji made me nervous in a different way. For some reason, I always felt a pang of guilt whenever she looked at me. It was like being gently interrogated, being confronted with all my life's failures. That's an interesting way to see Alice. I doubt she meant to make me feel that way. It was just how I reacted to her. Nobody was perfect after all.
青崎もしずきもよくあの子と暮らせるもんだわ。
True. I can only respect them for that. Aoko simply had an iron will. I bet she lived her life without any regrets. True. Shizuki was completely different. It was clear he was just oblivious to how scary Miss Koonji's gaze could be.
それはともかく。
I fell backwards onto the bed. Outside my window, the sky was overcast. The weather forecast had said the 3-day weekend was supposed to be sunny. Not so in the mountains, I suppose. At this point, I've met 6 people staying here. Wait, so like, since you're presented with these choices, like what even happens to them? Because I choose the drawing room first, but then she goes to the guest room anyways. So like what would happen if I go to the guest room first? Would they just play out exactly the same? At this point, I'd met 6 people staying here. Aozaki, Miss Konji, Shizuki, Tsukiji, that idiot Hosuke, Mr. Yamashiro, and Bayo. Miss Konji had implied that there were other guests staying here too. This was a Western-style house, and people didn't take their shoes off at the entrance, so I couldn't guess their number by counting shoes. For now, I had no idea how many other people were here. I forgot to quick save for that one! Uh-oh. I'm cooked. I decided to rest my eyes and take a short nap. One trick I picked up from years of part-time work was the ability to sleep in exact 15-minute intervals. As I drifted off, I heard a laugh, or was it a scream? I think it was way more than 15 minutes that she dozed off.
Yoshi.
15-minute nap done. I checked myself in the mirror. I took a hairbrush out of my bag, quickly brushed my hair, and left the room. As I locked the door behind me, I heard an unfamiliar voice coming from downstairs. A new guest? I didn't hear a peep until I left the guest room. It must have had a great soundproofing.
Yeah.
What? Even what?
きましたね。
How did they get invited?
連休中は晴れるという話でしたが、2日目から
I guess every character is just gonna show up this chapter. Surely Toko doesn't show up as well.
どうでしょう。ここに集まった人間に問題があるとも取れますが、まあエイリ神父に問題がないかといえば、それはそれで首を縦に触れないのですけど。そういうことは思うだけで口にしちゃダメよ、ゆいちゃん。あ、お洗濯ちゃんと片付けてきた？お布団とか出しっぱなしじゃないかしら。それはご心配なく、今日のメンツを聞いた時点でしっかり取り込ませていただきました。不吉な予感しかしませんでしたので。
The guests were from either church. Miss Koenji appeared to have overheard them. She came out from the east wing to greet them.
面目ない。せっかくお招きいただいたのに
Ooh,
遅
they
くな
were
りました。
invited by Alice.
おかわりはありませんか、アリスさん。
あなたを呼んだ覚えはないけど、来てしまったのなら仕方がないわね。どうぞあちらに。
Okay.
リツカさんの席しか用意していなかったけれど、急いで椅子を用意するわ。
Wait, what does she have against Yui?
別段お構いなく。リツカはともかく、私とエイリ神父は早々に立ち去りますから。それと椅子も間に合っています。
What?
いざとなればリツカが椅子になると。ゆいちゃんひどい。何がひどいって、本気で人間椅子にさせられる現実とか、実力行使できるゆいちゃんと私のパワーバランスがひどい。お姉さんに対して当たりきつすぎると思うわ、私。
Let's just call these guys Team Church. Miss Koenji led Father Eri and Yuika into the drawing room. Father Eri looked like he was enjoying himself. He was always so laid back, with a permanent smile on his face. It was hard to tell how he really felt about being here. Sister Yuika was clearly unhappy. Then again, like Father Eri, her expression rarely changed, so who knew how she really felt? And then there was...
あ、コジカちゃんだ。チャオ。
Ritsuko, I wonder what man or a beast lurked beneath that cheerful veneer. Probably not even a kitten.
こんにちは、リツカさん。リツカさんたちも誘われたんですか？
How
パ
does,
ーティー。
how does Ritsuko just know everyone?
ええ、ぜひ来てくださいってあっちゃんから。エイリさんとユイちゃんにはアコちゃんから手紙があったみたい。もしかして招待状の差出人ってそれぞれ違うのかしら？
そうみたいですね。
She's always
私
in
は
the
しずき
shopping
からだった
district.
し。
Ritsuko was Yuka's sister, and not a real member of the clergy. She was just a regular citizen of Misaki. I saw her every now and then in the shopping district.
それよりリツカさん、雨降ってきたんですか？
パラパラとね。すぐに止んでくれればいいけど。
Ritsuko glanced outside, concerned. No, she wouldn't go home. She just unloaded all her stuff in her guest room. Okay, wait, I mean, these aren't even based on her character. Like, what? How am I supposed to know what happens here? How am I supposed to know the best choice here? Like, the rain's going to get worse. The rain might turn to hail. Those are both bad. Wait, quick save. I mean, it's definitely not this one. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry, Ritsuko, but it looks like the rain might turn into hail.
寒っ。ここ外より寒くない？
ですね。今に移動しましょう。
賛成だけど。ま、宗十郎さんには宗十郎さんの仕事があるんでしょうしね。待っててあげようと思ったけど、余計な気遣いかも。
Something gonna happen to Sojiro.
しずき、外にいたんですか？
Uh-oh.
ええ、山道の方で草を刈っていたわ。すごい勢いでヘリポートでも作るかっていうぐらい。
I could never figure out what made that guy tick. It was too tiring to even try. We moved to the drawing room in search of warmth. The rain showed no signs of stopping. In fact, it seemed to be getting stronger. The sun hadn't set yet, but it was already as dark as night outside. The party had yet to begin. Looking over the drawing room in the sunroom, I saw everyone engaged in conversation. The card game Hosuke brought had caused a stir in the drawing room. It was getting competitive, mainly. Apparently, they were playing a fantasy-themed construct game from Germany called Puppet Pass. It was basically the kind of game where players try to sabotage their opponents, so everyone was putting on forced smiles while they schemed against each other. In contrast, the older people in the sunroom were drinking wine and watching the students intently.
驚きましたね。誕生会が始まるまで館内は自由に歩いていい決まりだとは。アリス。
別に入られたら困るところはそもそも壁に変えたから。今日だけの変更だけど、それなら遭難者も出ないでしょう。
壁に変えたって何を？
Uh-oh. I guess he's dead.
それに遭難者とかあれしちゃったら大げさなんだから。そりゃでけえ屋敷だけど迷子になんかなりませんよ。
私たちの客室も用意してくれたのね。夜になったら帰る予定だけど、心遣いは助かっちゃうな。ゆいちゃん、せっかくだし服着替えてこない？ お姉さんのチャイナドレスとか貸してあげるから。さすがにパーティー会場にシスターはどうかと思うし。
結構です。魔女の家で冷装を脱ぐなど自殺行為。
What, they can't just be saying that out loud. What?
遊びに来ているわけではありませんので。
Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't just mention that's a witch's house.
いや、遊びに来てるんですけどね。私ですら手ぶらで来てるのに、シスターユイカと来たら、どうしてこういつでも臨戦状態、よらば切る出刃包丁みたいな性格になったんだか。
Wait, if all the adults are in the sunroom, doesn't that mean Mr. Yamashiro is listening to their conversation?
あなたたち二人が不真面目な分、私が引き締めなくてはいけないだけです。
The clock struck 6. Outside, it was completely dark. With Mr. Yamashiro and the church staff here, it would probably be safe to go home tonight, but the rain gave me a pause.
そろそろ支度をするべきではないかしら。トッキーはどこに？
Miss Koenji declared the end to the card games with an unexpected question.
トッキー？トッキーって誰？
It's not a ploy.
誰って東吉のじいさんだろう。
Oh yeah, I forgot that guy.
あれ、もしかして小鹿じいさんに挨拶してねえの？
知らない。まだこの家に人がいるの？今さらだけど、全部で何人の予定なの？このパーティー。
私、青子、しずきくん、築地くん、木の実くん、くまりさん、トッキー、その他で合計13人。さっきから一堂には揃わないみたいだけど。
13人か。
1, 2, 3. I counted the people in the room. Wait, hold on. Wait. 13. Okay, the numbers definitely do not add up. Wait, hold on. So there's Eri, Yuika, Ritsuka, Yamashiro, Kinomi, Tsukiji, Kumari. I mean, Sojiro is still not here for sure. Aoko, Alice, Sojiro, Bayo, Tokitsu. I mean, most people are definitely not here. Okay, I'm just going with this one. Just then. What? I was wondering what that sound was. What? Is that a helicopter? It grew into a loud roar that seemed to pound the very walls of the building. The only person I know that's used a helicopter in this story is Toko. Well, we were all distracted by that.
こんなメルヘン女、私をのけ者とかざけてんの？
What?
こんなボンクラどもはホイホイ呼んで、大本命かつ大人気、この超英国美少女であるリデル様をなんであんたの誕生会に呼ばないのよ。
He? The girl who arrived was several times louder than the storm. Maybe she was the storm.
リデル、お前今日はよそでイベントだったじゃねえか。どうやってここに来やがった？
決まってるじゃない。
By
ヘリを
helicopter.
飛ばしてよ。覚えておきなさい、飛び丸。あんたたちみたいな早口と違
Unlike
って
you extras.
私に不可能なんてないの。
ちょっと一声かければ地球の裏側からだってミサイル飛ばせるんだから。
I can send missiles flying from the other side of the earth. I'm assuming she's also a mage.
いや、ミサイル飛ばされてもな。
Without so much as a glance in our direction, the girl walked right up to Miss Kuonji. She was dressed in pink from head to toe. It was more accurate to call it a strut than a walk. Her boots made an aggressive clacking sound as they struck up the ground.
ほら、忙しくて
Yo,
引く手あまた
wait,
史
you
上
can't.
初の奥越えウィッチ。
Okay,
自他共に認める協会ナンバ
they're
ー
just
ワンのアイ
openly
ドルが
talking
わ
about
ざわざ専
magecraft
用機
stuff.
飛ばしてまで来てやったわよ。
The first witch star in history to pass 100 million fans. I'm so confused. Don't worry about it.
悔しいでしょ。夢にも思わなかったぐらいサプライズでしょ。いいわ、遠慮なく喜びなさい。
This is Alko's thing. Interesting. The motif is there. Wow. I never thought I'd see the day Miss Kuonji's stoicism replaced with pure irritation. Okay, but I'm starting to think that this chapter is not canon. The girl in pink nodded smugly down at Miss Kuonji before finally noticing the rest of us. Oh. Oh.
But 何このトンチキなメンツ。せっかくの誕生会だってのに人選どうなってるの？親の敵まで読んじゃって。あんたそこまで病んじゃった？ほら、そこの神父。
Pretty
とり
spoiled.
あえず私たちに土下座した後全裸になってチキン食べながら切腹してくれない？
あなたにだけは言われたくありませんね。アリスさんに謝罪というのなら、まずあなたがするべきではないですか？奪ったもの
What
は
did she steal
き
something?
ちんと本人に返さなければ
What
ね。
did she steal?
私はいいのよ。ちゃんと後でお金払ったし。アリスだってキャッシュで受け取ったんだし、あれはもう私のもの。外野がいちいち口挟んでんじゃないわよ。
なんとアリスさんが貴重なプロイを売却すると。
お金で解決できる問題じゃないと何度も言ったのだけど、この子資本主義の犬だからどう言っても返してくれないの。
また照れ隠ししちゃってこの。あんたも取引上手よね。お金では譲れないとか言って巧みにレートを上げていくんだから。
なあ殿下、あのすげえ女どっかで見覚えあんだけど、アリスちゃんの知り合い？
気のせいだ、忘れとけ。ありゃ関わったら破滅する系の女だ。百害あって一理もね。
そうですよね。俺もあそこまでキラキラしている人はちょっと。
Despite whatever Skiji was saying, I knew the truth. Her name was Riddell. She stayed at Skiji's house for a time. Apparently their fathers were business acquaintances. Well, I say she stayed with him, but the Skiji estate was so large they were basically in different houses. Or at least I hope that was the case.
一応聞いてあげるけど、リデル、あなた何をしに来たの？
何ってあんたの誕生会でしょ。飛び丸の家に電話したら、坊ちゃんならクオンジさんの家の誕生会に出かけたとか言っちゃってさ。もうカーッと頭ハイになっちゃってライブキャンセルして飛んできたってわけ。
Oh, so she's an actual celebrity as well as being a mage.
あなた、私の誕生日 覚えている？
当たり前じゃない。自分のは忘れてもあんたのだけは忘れな。あれ、まだ秋よね、この国。
Wait, it's someone else's birthday then.
よかった。脳はまだ正常ね、リデル。ほら、私、あなたの頭を叩きすぎたでしょ。それで気の毒な結果を招いてしまったのかと少しだけ心配してしまったわ。
ちょっと飛び丸、何嘘言ってんのよ。今日はアリスの誕生日じゃないっての。
Wait, he never said anything.
いや、でも招待状には確かにクオンジ邸で誕生会をするからぜひ参加するようにとだな。
そうそう、俺も会長から2000円と引き換えに招待状もらったよ。
He had to buy his. That's kind of sad.
ところで料金取られたの俺だけじゃないよね。
Yikes.
知らない方が幸せな話ってどこにでもあるんですね。ああ、私もクオンジ邸で誕生会をすると覚えてきましたが。
でもあっちゃんの誕生日じゃないのよね。
なぜそんな勘違いを生んだのかしら。
It's Sojiro's birthday. Surely.
確かに誕生会だけど、私じゃなくてトッキーの誕生会よ。
Oh. Oh.
彼、私に祝ってほしいと言うからこの屋敷を会場にしただけなのだけど。
But where is he then? I reread the invitation. You are cordially invited to a birthday party at the Kuonji estate. Now I see. It didn't say anything about whose party it was.
やっほー、盛り上がっちゃって何の騒ぎ？ってリデルリドル？あんたなんでここにいんのよ。ライラはねえ、今 NK ホールでライブやってんじゃないの？私ビデオ録画してるんですけど。
サボタージュ。ランチのカレーが辛かったから。
そんなバカな理由でコンサートをドタキャンするやつがいるか。音楽の神に謝れ。ファンをなんだと思ってんのよ、あんたは。
やっぱりこいつ
やっ
マジうざい。だいたい私音楽とかどうでもいいし、ファンなんて私に貢ぐだけの働きありだし、ライブが跳ねた後はいつも虚しくなってディスカスするし。
What the?
スポットライトは当たっても本当の私は誰も見てくれないし。
Oh, that took a dark turn. Chirping sweetly, a blue robin landed on the girl's shoulder.
はいはいはい、さすがリデルさん、感情のオンオフ激しいっすね。本当の私を見てとか見る辺全開で恥ずかしくないっすか？恥ずかしくないんすよね。すげえ、やっぱリデルさん魔術師よりアイドル向けっす。
そうよ、悪い。どうせ私は報われない。自分を主役と勘違いしている小じきみたいな最下層の生き物なのよ。どうけなのよ。分かってるからほっといてよ、ロビン。後できっちり細切れにして犬に食わせてあげるから。
Our newest guest was talking to a bird. She really was one of those crazy pop stars you hear about in the tabloids.
なるほど。時津さんの誕生会でしたか。私たちもどうして呼ばれたのか半信半疑でしたが、それなら合点がいきます。シスターユイカなんて、これは罠だから完全武装で行くべきですとか言い出す始末ですし。
しかしクオンジさん、肝心の時津百合彦氏はどこに？
True. And where is Sojiro?
私たちも挨拶をしていないのですが。
そういえばそうね。青子、トッキーは？
え、いないの？夕食の手配全部あの人が担当なのに。とびきりのシェフ団を手配するから君たちはゆっくりしていなさいって自慢してたじゃない。
そりゃおかしいな。そういう段取りならシェフ団とやらは4時には到着していないと間に合わねえぞ。誰か時津のじいさんを見なかったか？
お昼まではここにいたけど、それ以降は見てないよ。
私は一度も見てないわ。何度か席を外したけど、その時も見かけなかったし。
昼過ぎから今まで5時間近く誰もトッキーを見ていないの。
The room was silent. Everyone seemed to be waiting for someone else to say something. Even Hosuke and the pink girl didn't have any banter to offer.
あ、なんすかこの空気。カラオケ始まるっすか？自分テディボーイブルースとか得意っすよ。フリッキーにも歌つけてくれないっすかね？
The only one making any noise was the robin on the table. It was bobbing its head in a strange way.
ああ、
It's him!
みんな揃ってた。夕飯の支度は終わった？
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, so far I feel like the choices I've made probably have made like zero difference. So like, the first one didn't amount to anything, the second one hasn't amounted to anything. I chose Hail, and that didn't seem to amount to anything. I chose the one asking where Sojiro was, and then he just shows up with no problem. Like, do the choices actually matter? The voice cut through the tension. A young man looking calm and composed had arrived. He must have picked up on the mood in the room, right? With his staple, unreadable grin, Shizuki looked around the room at everyone gathered.
ところで、屋根裏で時津さんが死んでいるんだけど、どうしようか。
How is he just saying that so casually? What?
なんだって？
これはひどい。
Uh-oh. We were on the third floor. A hellish scene greeted us in the attic directly above the hall. In the center of the room was Yurihiko Tokitsu. Or so we believed. The faceless body had been burned and most of its limbs mangled. Welcome to the murder mystery. Okay, but like how is Sojiro just so calm about it? Like, remember back in chapter 10, after he saw how messed up Aoko's body was, he was so nauseous about it. He was so sick to his core. Like, and then he sees this and then he's all calm. I can't tell if I'm supposed to take this chapter seriously or not. Only the torso remained in a vaguely recognizable shape. A burning stench filled the air inside the soot-covered walls.
顔はもうわからないが、こりゃ時津のじいさんのスーツだ。間違いない。
Well, it's been a year after this and he himself dying. I guess. Can't tell whose face that is anymore. Oh.
俺見ないからね。絶対見ないから。
トッキーったら素敵な人ね。死に様までお祭りのよう。
焼肉が食べたい。
I feel like he's probably not actually dead. Like this chapter is too unserious for him to actually be dead.
ねえ、部屋に鍵はかけてあったの？
I see that they finally moved Sojiro out of the attic now. I guess he got tired of that arrangement. He got tired of he wanted to move on from the mountain nostalgia of the attic. But what room would he be in now?
宗十郎の部
え、屋根裏部屋に鍵はついていないわ。
Wait, so it is
常
still
時
his
誰で
room.
も入れる状態よ。
Okay, so he still does live in the attic. Huh.
シット。これ死因は爆発による損傷とやけどね。爆発元は見当たらないけど、ゆり彦爆弾で遊ぶ性癖があったとか。まあ芸術家らしいけど。
みんな冷静になりましょう。これは犯罪よ。犯罪の匂いがするわ。
Why is Ritsuko the only one taking this seriously? Like I'm pretty sure most of these characters have never seen a dead person before, especially one like this. And like I feel like most of them are really
どちらかと
calm.
いうと小麦粉ではないだろうか。
Oh. Kosuke remained on the second floor, trembling. Okay. The rest of us took turns surveying the scene.
みんな現場には手を触れないようにね。見るときは2人1組でどちらかが偽装工作をしないか監視しながら調査して。あっちゃん、警察に連絡を入れてもいい？ありがとう。それじゃあロビーの電話借りるわね。
Following the orders of a now quite animated Ritsuko, we moved around in pairs. Since Hosuke ran off, I ended up pairing with Tsukiji.
しかしとんでもねえシーンだな。爆発って犯人は何考えてやがる。
That's a little... Wait, but what was that line about flour? Is this flour?
どちらかというと小麦粉ではないだろうか。
This is a fake murder. I was surprised Kiji already saw this as a murder.
これ事故じゃないの？
時津のじいさんが久遠寺邸で爆発物を取り扱う可能性はゼロだからな。ほら、この胴体ちょっと見てみろ。腰のあたりに妙な焼け跡がある。これロープじゃねえかな。時津のじいさん
But how
は
did this
この
explosion
部屋
cause
でロープ
no
で縛られ
damage to the attic?
軟禁されていたと見るのが妥当だろう。
Tied up and killed with a bomb without anyone noticing.
でも
Yeah, that doesn't sound realistic.
ああ、なんだってそんな回りくどいことをしたかって話だ。爆発物を使う利点は、そうだな。起爆までのタイムラグを利用した時間操作と遠隔操作が挙げられる。
Wow. Dead body or not, Tsukiji didn't skip a beat. He stayed calm and composed as he analyzed the situation. At times like this, he seemed so perfect. Actually, whenever I saw him get serious about anything, he was so damn cool. This is crazy glazing.
だがまあ、狂気は分かった。パンだ。
Bread.
はい。
A voice called out to us from below.
みんなちょっと来て。大変よ。電話繋がってないわ。
Uh-oh. Tsukiji and I looked at each other.
曇り、行くぞ。
I nodded and we exited the attic together. Father Airi closed and locked the door behind us after we returned to the second floor. The sound of the rain was deafening. We gathered around the telephone.
電話線が切れている。じゃなくて電話線そのものが抜かれてるわ。これじゃあ警察に通報するのはおろか、外部への連絡も不可能よ。
じゃあ直接呼びに行ってきます。
いえ、それは待ってください。今単独行動をされるのはよろしくありません。ほら、外。
It's hailing? Did my choice actually matter? The priest pointed towards the skylight. Raindrops struck the glass hard in a thunderous cadence. So it's not hailing. So my choice didn't matter at all. Okay. At this point, we were in the midst of a full-blown storm. We'd all come on foot, so it would be risky to go back down the mountain in this weather. However, Father Airi hadn't stopped Shizuki for his own safety. If someone wandered off by themselves, those left behind would be in a precarious position. For instance, it would be easy to destroy evidence without any witnesses around.
とりあえず今に集まりましょう。警察に連絡を入れるのは話を整理してからでも遅くはありません。
Everyone agreed with the priest. Everyone, except Hosuke. He seemed to be waiting for someone to reveal that this was all an elaborate prank. Feeling a slight chill, I glanced at the front door. Just faintly, I had the sense that something was off. Outside, the rain became a torrent. With my mind in a haze, I feel like these are... Okay, I feel like these choices actually do not matter. Like, these basically mean the same thing. No. Sure. I feel like something crazy is about to go down.
しかし、とんでもないことになったわね。
Okay, you know what? I think I just wanted to get started on this chapter. I think I'm gonna take a pause here until Saturday. Yeah. This seems like a good place to pause. Agreed. Yes. So an hour and a half. So like for my pace, that actually means like if I spent 90 minutes doing the story, that means like it's actually only like an hour. So like we have like 3 hours left of this. GG. Uwa tomorrow? Yes. Oh, that's actually a problem though, because they're releasing 2 acts and a segue. So that could like literally be like over 6 hours. So like, I mean, Act 1 we probably do tomorrow. Maybe Act 2 and the segue we do on Saturday. And then maybe on Sunday we finish Mahoyo. I don't know. I gotta see how long the Wuwa quest is. But I'm really excited to play it, so I'm kind of like